Good evening and welcome to Bizworld. I'm Adrian Seet. The low-wage structure will be prominently discussed in the government in the coming months. Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli said to help the rakyat, the government will not just focus on prices, but also needs to balance between managing the price as well as the wages.
Dasar itu perlulah berlaku sebaik yang mungkin kepada semua pemegang taruh, and until then I don't think I will talk the details to the public. I think it's enough for the public to understand that for the first time this is an administration that is focusing on solving the low wage structure in our economy. Before this, it was not done.
He noted that while employees may want higher wages, the views of employers must be sought, and factors such as inflation must also be taken into account. Previously, EPF called to move towards a living wage of 2,700 ringgit and for the low-wage structure to be addressed by the government. According to EPF, the low-wage structure was one of the reasons for EPF members of having inadequate savings. After 2 consecutive weeks of net buying, foreign funds disposed of 338.7 million ringgit of local equity last week. According to MIDF, foreign investors have net sold over 685 million ringgit year to date. The top 3 net foreign inflows last week were energy, construction and REITs, while financials, industrials and healthcare saw net foreign outflows. On the other hand, local institutions appeared as net buyers last week with almost 300 million ringgit. Year to date, local institutions have net bought over 736 million ringgit. Similarly, local retailers were net buyers last week. The research house said that year to date, local retailers are net sellers at 51 million ringgit. Malaysia remains on track for fiscal consolidation in the post-pandemic era, with a shortfall in 2023 likely to narrow to 4.9% from 5.3% previously. Fitch Solutions has revised downward the country's 2023 budget deficit forecast, following the budgeted amount of 386.1 billion ringgit announced by Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim. The revised budget is more expansionary than the previous 372.3 billion ringgit budget, which was tabled in October 2022. Overall, the firm expects revenue to fall to 15.2% of GDP this year from 16.5% previously, and slightly below the government's forecast of 15.4%. The research house also expects expenditure to fall to about 20% of GDP in 2023 from 22% in 2022. The Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, Matta, urges the government to reconsider the luxury goods tax in the second half of the year. With heavy promotions from the tourism industry this year, Matta is concerned that the tax will negatively impact inbound travellers and thus backfiring the industry.
The announcement for the luxury tax is not welcome at all. I really urge government to reconsider this. Right, not to impose it luxury tax so soon if you really want to do that.
Sort of watch, is it based on brand? Is it based on value? So you don't know the detail of what the tax that's going to be imposed. But nevertheless, I think the government should also focus on the tax refund. So if you look at other countries, or even in this region, Singapore, Thailand, you can always get back the refund at the airport, and that's something which we should look at to encourage more tourism or tourism spending in terms of shopping.
They were met on the sidelines of the Matta Fair 2023 media conference earlier today. Statistics showed shopping and food are the largest components of the GDP contribution by tourism. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for watching and keep tuning in to TV3.